So this is my channel. My name is Dan, and it has taken me over 15 years to create this channel and to write a book, which I wanted to write a book for a long time, probably 15 years. And what I realized over lots of failed businesses, rehab, trying to get off multiple drugs, is that the hardest part is just starting, because our minds are so afraid of what is going to happen. We think the worst. We always think the worst. What happens if I can't do it? What happens if this happens? We create these things in our minds that most of the time they never happen. And going through multiple withdrawals for opiates and benzos, the fear of going through the withdrawals are actually worse than the withdrawals themselves. And the fear of creating a business, or what happens if I fail? What happens if I do this and I can't figure this out? The first thing you got to do is just do it. And for me, I'm writing this book that it's taken me 15 years to write, and I just started writing it, and I just keep writing. And the hardest part was to just sit down and write. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to write. Well, most people that are writers or that have created businesses, they had to start somewhere. And the first place they start is by just doing it. And what I realized is that was holding me back on so many things. And I guarantee you there's something in your life, there's something is that you wanted to do that's deep down inside you, that's not just some marketing job or being a marketing director, but something that you've always wanted to do. That's something that lives inside you, that fire, that flame, that you just always wanted to do, but just never could. You were too scared. You're too afraid of all the what ifs. And let me tell you that the what ifs are really, deal with them when they come. And a lot of the times they're a lot smaller than what you might think. So I'm writing this book, and I don't know how to write. I don't have any grammar classes. I mean, 8th grade English. And I just keep writing and just keep writing. And I remember reading a quote from, I think, Henry Thoreau or something that said, like, every first draft is trash or something like that. And it's like, yeah, every first draft or every business that you try, it's just going to be trash. But you have to have that courage to just start it, and most people don't even have that courage to start it. So by taking the steps to just start something, you are already 90% there, because the rest you'll learn along the way. It just happens. You figure out, okay, I need to learn how to edit. I need to learn how to copyright. I need to learn where do I go to find that? And a lot of times, maybe I can't learn to edit, but maybe I can find someone that can. And I just sit down and write, and a lot of times it's garbage, but maybe some good stuff comes from it. And who knows, maybe nothing happens from it. And I've failed over a dozen times at multiple businesses that just didn't work. But each time I did fail, you could call it a failure, but I learned so much from it that I wouldn't really call it a failure, because it always brought me one step closer to something else. And a lot of the times it brought me to what I really wanted to do, which was to speak and to write. But I was so afraid, because I was so insecure, because I thought I wasn't a good writer, I'm not a good speaker. But I don't think anyone that is a good writer or is a good speaker just started out being perfect, right? They probably were just as bad as I was. And I think we have this idea in our head, especially if you have low self-esteem, like me, you think that everyone else is so much better. Everyone else has just got their stuff together and not you. And when you decide in your heart, and you decide, I'm going to live the way I want to, and I'm going to do the thing that I've always wanted to do, you will figure it out. And if it doesn't work, it'll lead you to something else that might work. And every business that I've done, everything that I've done, even the most horrible things, even through battling addiction and mental health, it always leads me somewhere closer to what I was meant to do, which was always inside, which I always knew inside, which I always saw myself on stage, and I just didn't know how I was going to get there. And I think we have to realize that the how is not important. It's the why. Why do you want to do what's going to make you happy is what's really inside here, not the how. We don't know the how. The hows will come along the way, but if you keep thinking of the how, you're going to get caught up. Because for me, I'm thinking, how am I going to, I don't know editing, how am I going to edit a thumbnail? I tried last night to edit a thumbnail and it came out horrible. It looked like a third grader tried it, and I'm thinking, man, is that going to hold me back? Because I don't know how to edit a thumbnail, is that going to hold me back? But that's how in our minds it will, and it'll stop us from doing the things we want to do and living the dream, like our dream lives. So don't let those little things hold you back, because the hows will figure themselves out. You'll figure them out. So many businesses that I'd created, some of them successful, I didn't know half of what I knew it in the beginning. I just figured it out. I was like, okay, how do I do this? How do I find products overseas? How do I get a shipper to ship this into Amazon? Or how do I market this? How do I do the SEO? And you learn it, you outsource it, you figure it out. How do I get the money? You figure it out. Things happen. And the universe and life opens up for you when you decide what you want to do. And you have to truly decide with 100% in your heart what you want to do. And it has to come from deep within. And I think only you know what is right for you and what you've always wanted to do, because this life is so short. Man, we're living in this world of trying to 9 to 5 and then come home and get 2 days off, and that's it. And then you're going to hopefully have enough money to retire, and when you're 70 and travel limping around like with a freaking bad posture. I mean, every day we get closer, one step closer to dying. Why not just find a way to give yourself room to do whatever you want to do? And I don't think there's one person in this world that doesn't have something that they've always wanted to do. I think as children we grew up wanting to do something, and that's stuck with us. And sometimes it's not something that we just decide. Like for me, I didn't want to be on stage, but I always saw myself on stage. It was a feeling that I had, and I didn't know how I was going to get there, but somehow each step kept leading me closer and closer to that place. And maybe it's a book, maybe it's YouTube, but who knows? I don't really worry about the hows anymore, because the hows just leave you in circles, and eventually the hows will keep you from starting. And starting is 90%. Once you start, you can worry about the hows and figure it out. But you start, and usually you gain momentum, you start learning, and you stop worrying about what other people say. Stop worrying about what happens, what could happen, because in the end, what's going to happen? We're all going to die. There's no way out of it. So you lose after filing for bankruptcy and failing in multiple businesses. Let me tell you, like, when you lose everything and with dealing with addiction, going to rehab, you don't really, when you have nothing and you have nothing. You don't even have $1 in your bank account, and you're lost and you don't know what to do, and you're just trying to find yourself. Even at my age, you just figure it out. You just realize life is so short at this point. Like, why do I care about what anyone thinks? Why do I care about this 9 to 5 or building my credit score? My credit score is obviously, like, I don't even want to look at it. I mean, I have enough debt collectors calling me. So just start something. Whatever it is, start something. Even if it isn't, a lot of the time, some of the things that I started, I thought were what I wanted to do, but they ended up not being. But it took me to a place where I am now, where I'm doing something that I really truly believe that will lead me to the place that I want to be. So just start and start it now.